Hey dear, Zimzy here, and I have two Asian mythology retellings that came out this year that I read, and I just really want to talk about them because I ended up giving them both 5 stars. And just as a heads up so you know what you're getting into, both of these have a very romance heavy focus, and they also include love triangles. And before you go like, yeah, like I feel you, most love triangles I despise because I feel like it creates unnecessary drama and they're half-baked and like all the sides of the relationship aren't fleshed out. However, for these two books, the romances actually worked for me. So let's get into them both. Starting off with Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Sue Lynn Tan. And this one is a retelling of the mythology story of the moon goddess Chang'e. And this one centers around a human woman who's married to this legendary archer, and the husband is gifted this elixir of immortality by the celestial emperor. However, Chang'e is pregnant and she's worried that she's going to lose her baby, so she decides to take her husband's elixir of immortality that was gifted to him. And the celestial emperor is pissed off, so he exiles her to the moon. She's forever separated from her husband, and she's stuck above with like moon cycle duties, making the moon rise every night, and she's terribly lonely, and her daughter is like forced to live kind of in solitude with her mother. So one day the daughter, Xin is forced to flee in order to avoid discovery, and she infiltrates the celestial kingdom in disguise because no one knows that the moon goddess has a daughter yet. And she decides to become the emperor's son's like tutoring companion. So she studies and learns archery and all that stuff alongside the son. And as that is happening and she's trying to like work her way up the court and gain the celestial emperor's favor so she can like free her mother, she starts developing feelings for the son. And her heart's kind of torn between, oh, am I betraying my mother, or should I go with my heart, my other side of my heart, and pursue this romantic love, which of course the celestial parents don't approve of. So this is definitely, I would say, like forbidden, star-crossed love with so much angst and melodrama and court intrigue. So if you just want kind of like a sappy sea drama, basically, this is such a wonderful book. And like the prose is so lyrical and gorgeous, and I was so invested in the story and these characters. And just FYI, if you hear like, I think it's hail or rain. I guess I angered the hail god while I was filming this video, so just expect an ambiance. Okay, back to the books. So The Daughter of the Moon Goddess, FYI, is a duology, and I am so excited for the sequel. And the next one is a standalone, and it's actually a Korean retelling. Okay, next I have The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by Axie Oh, and this one centers around Mina, whose hometown has been like ravaged by storms and floods for generations, and her people believe that it's because they are being cursed by the sea god. So in order to like appease his wrath, every year they send like a potential bride to him. And apparently, up till now, it's not working. And finally, Mina's brother's like true love is beautiful, and she's selected as a bride. So Mina decides to sacrifice herself and fling herself into the sea, and she arrives into the spirit world. But to her surprise, she discovers that the sea god is actually kept under a sleeping spell. So with the help of the sea god's trusted guardian, Shin, she tries to find a way to break the enchantment. However, she only has 30 days before she herself turns into a spirit, and there are also all sorts of spirits and gods who might not want the sea god to wake up and reclaim his domain, and they'll do anything to stop her. And this book is just so whimsical and heartwarming, and it just completely whisks you away and transports you into the spirit realm. There's like a gumiho, which is a Korean nine-tailed fox. There's also a dragon, and it's just the kind of world that you want to get lost in. It was just like a feel-good chicken noodle soup kind of book that you want to read on a rainy day and get all cozy. And I also really loved like the theme of the red string of fate and Mina trying to forge her own destiny. She's like a really stubborn, headstrong girl, and I loved her, and it was just a beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous book that I recommend. Okay, there you have it. Those are the 2 mythology retellings that I've read recently, and I do really want to branch out and read more like Korean, Chinese, and Japanese mythology and stories about like mythological creatures, because I do read so much Norse and Celtic mythology already. So I want to branch out, and later this year I'm going to be reading The Fervor, which has like a Japanese spider bride yokai, and that sounds amazing. I'm really looking forward to that. And if you have any other recommendations for like Asian mythology retellings or inspired monsters, let me know down in the comments below. As always, thank you for watching, and take care, everyone.